Chris, you'll like this with the whole new recruiting calendar for the first time ever in the middle of the season. I have an academic admissions committee meeting today with to talk about our class because signing day is in less than 2 weeks. So I had to get debriefed on that, and I was like, "Holy, it's 101! You guys don't want let's go." We're ready for Louisville. Can't wait to get down to Kentucky and get back on track. Obviously, Louisville's a good football team, talented, coming off a tough loss as we are, the last second of the game. And, it'll be a battle. It's never easy on the road. And Louisville, former, I guess co-champion, whatever you want to call it now with the new program, played the championship game a year ago. So really, really good football team. Brom does a great job, got a ton of respect. It will be a challenge on the road, guaranteed. So, questions?
You mentioned, the recruiting class. I'm just curious, will you have any time to even do any visits, like between the Boston College game and signing day?
No. Chris, it's the worst recruiting calendar that's ever been made. We whined about it as coaches in the ACC. It is, and again, usually I go into a committee meeting, and it's usually after we've gone out on the road and saw these kids. It's usually, maybe the Monday before signing date, but I've been in everybody's home. I'm usually in every kid that we sign's home. I will not have been in any of these kids' homes, so I have less information for them just about who these kids are, how they live, the support they have at home. You don't know. This is a decision, we made, I guess, we didn't, the ACC didn't. We had our position that we wanted to, but the whole reason to move this whole thing up was to get it ahead of, the portal opening up, because the portal is so important. And and the NCAA wanted to make sure that people signed high school kids and didn't drop kids. Last year there was a few programs that dropped 5 or 6 or 7 kids that thought they were signing and didn't. And to me, if people can't do their business the right way, then penalize them. It should hurt them in recruiting. It shouldn't be let's move it up and mess up the whole recruiting process. So I think it's not done the right way. I'm hoping next year at least the signing date is moved up to the end of June, which is where it should be, and then give us an opportunity to go on the road and at least get in these homes. So
do you feel like that's what this is? This is like a one step toward getting that summer?
I think so, but that would make sense. If you look at the old recruiting days, you used to sign them in February, the first Wednesday in February, but you visited them all in January. So you signed them as soon as they got done. They got fresh, a fresh look at what you are. It's been in the last month that they visited. Maybe they visited a couple of them during the season, but now it's visit, and then 5 months later, 5 months later, let's sign them after never having contact with them again. Just doesn't make any sense.
Signing day is Wednesday after your last game, right?
Wednesday
after
December 4th, yes.
And then when's the portal open up?
The 9th, I believe, in that following Monday.
Have parents and recruits offered any kind of feedback or concerns about hey, this is too truncated, this calendar doesn't work for us either?
No, because they don't know any better. It's the first time they've gone through it. They've gone through it a couple of times with another child maybe, but they don't know. They don't know any better. But we got a great relationship with our kids and built them on the visit and did as good a job as possible. It was just always comforting to me to be in that home, meet that whole family, meet the brothers and sisters and everybody. The aunts and uncles would come over, be a big party when you do those home visits and you get to see everybody. And you always walked out of those visits saying, what a great visit, great people, and we want that guy in the program. It just made sense that way. And it's a fresh hit before signing day. Now you have, it always scares me to know that you don't have that last minute contact with those kids. Then you strategically set them up based on what you need to do at the end.
You do the visits then after they sign, right?
Yeah, we're going to try to get them done in December, which during bowl prep and try to shoot out and try to see every one of our kids like we do. I want to get in everybody's home. Just old school. I want to know where they come from. I want to know all that. I want to be there. Don't have to. We can sign them and just. But I will spend the time to to get out there. That's the plan right now. As long as we can swing it.
Coach Darbo said yesterday that he feels like he has a little bit more clarity about who your 5 best offensive linemen available now are. Do you feel the same way? Do you guys have a sense of?
Yeah, we sit here and talk every day about who they are, and it's always a juggling act when you got guys getting hurt, Stephen. So, a week ago you had Isaiah Montgomery, and then you had Jackson Brown. So you kind of And again, but it's hard to even evaluate that based on, hey, one played against Clemson, one played against, Virginia. So it's like, it's hard. I mean, it's hard, and, it takes time. I mean, that's why, that cohesion of that offensive line is so critical. And we've been in this position before, so we've been, juggling around. It's not easy on anybody. But our kids will go out and fight. I know that. They fought last week. But, some of those second half things are, you had a new center come in the second half, and then you had issues with snap counts and all that. And, there's no one more important as that center who touches the ball. Quarterback and the center, they touch the ball every snap. And, that's a critical piece.
Ryan had to move from right tackle to left tackle. Have you seen him? He seems like he says he's a bit more confident right now after a few games. You see that confidence?
Yeah, Ryan Baer's been, he's been, for a guy to move from right tackle to left tackle, that's not easy. That was, first concern is, taking a guy that's, really been pretty solid. I'd say, B+, A- type work over at right tackle, and moving to left and starting all over again. But Ryan Baer's, he's going to be a dude, and I'm glad where he's. I'm happy with where he is.
Nate expected to start on Saturday?
I don't know. It's a great question. We'll see. You guys saw Hanks. You guys go ask Hanks. Maybe you got a connection with him. I don't know.
He didn't say anything.
He didn't say anything. He didn't say anything to you. So we'll see. Again, it's still work in progress. We'll see as we get going here.
Last Thursday, you told us that Eli was not cleared. Is he cleared this week?
He's clear to play right now. So we'll see. We'll see. Game time.
What goes into your decision? That he's cleared to play. What's up? What's next for you then?
I don't know. Watch a videotape today.
Generally speaking, not specific to this situation, but generally speaking, how often do you find yourself when you're approaching a personnel situation or a conversation with a kid, thinking that little voice in your back of your head saying, "I don't want this guy to transfer. So however I handle this or talk to this guy, I've got to make sure I handle the situation." And again, not specific to this situation, but in general with kids, is there a little voice in the back of your head that says, "All right, you got to handle this right because you don't want to get on his wrong side and then he leaves"?
No, I mean, you coach. Kids want to be coached hard. They want to know. They want to be told the truth. You don't sit there and kind of waver around and tell them nothing. You tell them what's up, and I don't know if I answered that question, but you just be honest. I think the kids want honesty wherever they are. I'm not worried about that. They either want to be here or they don't. And our guys want to be here.
Last week we talked about the drops, and you said you didn't see any in practice, but you kind of never know what you're going to get once you get to game day. Is it the same feeling with the procedural penalties on offense?
You know what? Procedurally we're good all week. I mean, Tuesday we always have a couple. We'll get some offense or some defensive linemen yelling signals out, which sometimes the umpire can't hear it, and disconcerting signals are not allowed. But you'll have some of that happening, so we try to prepare them during the week. Making move calls and using our cadence to move D linemen and trying to get you to jump off side. So so we'll hopefully we got some of that cleaned up. But home game, away game is a little bit different all the time. We worked the noise this week, so for the most part we've been clean. It's just a matter of focusing and taking care of business.
I was really surprised to find out that the shock Louisville quarterback replaced Justin Herbert at Oregon #1. It was in the same high school class as Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields.
He's still playing too.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
And those guys have been in the NFL for I don't know, 3-4 years. When you have a quarterback who's been around 7 years, been in college 7 years, does that change your approach? Do you make sure you?
We still got to cover the receivers and still try to put pressure on them. But again, he's a 7-year guy. Obviously he's a good quarterback now, guys. This guy can sling the ball. He's and he's mature. I mean, he's an old man. I mean, he's I'm gonna check and see. I'm gonna have him take his helmet off, check and see if he's balding or not. I mean, he's he's a football player. I mean, you look at a 7-year experience and 1-year experience, or 3 or 4 with Nate Yardell. So it's there's 7 years. He's played a lot of football. I think 28 career starts. I think he's had. That's it's almost 3 years of starting experience, and he's been through it. He's seen it. He's smart. You can see him read coverage. You can see him look off coverages. He's talented.
They say he's their best quarterback since Lamar Jackson.
Is that what they said?
Yeah.
I haven't read any of that stuff, but I believe it. I mean, he doesn't run like Lamar, but he can probably throw better than Lamar. So, if he could run like Lamar, he'd be a first rounder. Be the first guy taken because he can sling it.
Has Jake Overman maybe been more useful as a pass catcher than you expected when he was coming in?
Not really, but Jake Overman's been impressive. I'm glad he's got another year. But I mean, he's first of all, he's a tremendous. I mean, just his family, him. He's like a first class. I love Jake Overman. He's done a nice job for us blocking and catching. I mean, you saw that one catch he had, the other day, a little bit behind him, and he's had a couple of those catches. He's been not surprising, but he's been, I guess, a pleasant surprise as far as he can do it all.
Last week, Cade had mentioned that he didn't like how the offense was playing behind the sticks on first down. There was a couple plays again that, were behind the sticks on Saturday. How do you guys need to improve on that this week?
Yeah, I mean, you continually want to be, ahead of the sticks, and I thought we did actually a pretty good job. I mean, you'd like it to be perfect, me too, but I think we had 27 first downs in one of the time possession. You're ahead of the sticks when you're going to get to a, 2nd and 15 at times, whether it's a sack or a penalty, whatever it may be. But we got to be smart, not have unforced errors, and stay ahead of the sticks, and not get to a 3rd and 12. We all talk about third down, and third down's important. 3rd and 10, and 11 and 12 are hard to get. 3rd and 3 and 4 are easier to get. You got an opportunity not only to get it on 3rd down, but you got an opportunity to get it on 4th down. So, I thought we did a much better job last week than we had the last several weeks against an elite defense. So I would say last week was, if we can get, the same production, as far as moving the sticks and eliminate some of the penalties, I think it could be a good day.
Where does the Louisville defense rank among some of the defenses you've just seen, especially Clemson?
They're athletic. I don't think they're as big and physical, but they're athletic and can run. Ashton Gillette, that defensive end, he can pressure the quarterback. So they're athletic. Different style. But Clemson was so big and physical up front. I mean, they're and again, Louisville will be big and physical too. They're all we're not playing Youngstown State, so you're playing in the ACC, and they're all physical. But Clemson's got a little bit different deal, I think, up front. That's the best D-line we faced. We thought the SMU was really good up front too. Going into it, we thought maybe they were close. Clemson won the battle. After you find out after game day, and I can rank all the lines after the season's over. But this one's athletic as well.
Was it Enos that played center in the 4th quarter?
And that was Terrence Moore.
How did he do?
He did okay. Okay, we got to be better. Like when you look at the 4th down, you look at the one where it looked like Jake Overman went off sides. You guys remember that play?
Yeah.
It looked like he was going sideways. Now the ball was supposed to be snapped when Overman moved, and the cadence said to be snapped, but the ball didn't come. So just okay. So that looks like we don't just snap the ball. Couldn't hear, loud. I don't know. Just focus, whatever. Snap the ball. So but we got that all cleaned up.
With Daniel being hurt, who kind of assumes that second running back role or steps up behind Desmond?
A couple, obviously, you look at Derek Davis, Rodney Hammond could be available, watch out for that. And then, Joel's golf, he's had a great week again. We pulled him up off the, the Rocks or the scout team here a couple weeks ago, and that guy's gonna be a talented football player. I hope he gets 5 to 10 snaps Saturday as well. But we'd like to get him going. He earlier in the season, he had a hand. You guys might have seen a little cast on there. He hurt his hand in camp, and it's healed obviously. And he's a talent. He's still a baby, and I don't expect him to be perfect either. But we can do some things that he can do too. So
I remember
you might even see it. Who knows?
I remember you talking about his speed. Does he have special teams ability that you can use? Or?
Yeah, he does. He's but again, he missed a lot of special team stuff. There's a lot of core special team stuff we do during camp that you got to get. It's all the fundamentals that lead into that. When you can't do those, you lose. We can't get back in a week what you learned during those 28 days of camp.
Anything final? Coach?
Anything else?
Thank you very much.